start as the kickoff goes out of... So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Back to pass, it's Manning. Finds his man, it's Wingo. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly. That's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm right now.
This crowd trying to make life miserable for this offense. Gives it on the option. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Man, oh man, the ball carrier was just shut down.
And I tell you what, they need some push up front too, right? They got to move those defensive linemen out of the way. At least create a hole so your running back has a chance. Not there, he didn't have it.
Throws to the wideout. Working on the right. Slips one guy, now he's loose. He goes out of bounds across the 25, mark it at the 24, and this defense, its head is spinning.
Get the big-time receiver involved early in the game. That's a huge key for this offense, no matter who they're playing against. But you can see, with his size, with his ability after the catch, this guy is a weapon, and he's putting this defense on alert early.
That's caught. It's Moore. Caught, and he's close to a first down on the nice pickup there.
Routes like that are great times to be quarterbacks. I got great, fast, speedy guys on the outside. Quick drag route, get the ball in his hands, let him do the rest.
Handoff from the gun. He's stopped at the 14-yard line, and they'll stay on the attack from there.
All right, guys, that's not a home run type play, but he did enough there to keep the chains moving.
First down, operating in the red zone and doing it in a den of noise. It's complete to the left. Now the connection takes it to the 11. How about this running back's ability to get into a pass pattern and get into one downfield?
I like it, and I like the offensive coordinator continuing to work the running back in the passing game. Do more of this. It's easy. It's not hard routes. It's not...
And he motors into the end zone. Touchdown, Texas! Let's see. He can block. He can catch. He can run. Yeah, let's just forget about the blocking for now. The catching, the running, the scoring is dangerous.
And they do the dirty work, but this is what they would prefer to do. These guys want to... touchdown passes. Most of these guys were wide receivers in high school, and they show you why. They'll go up, get that football, make plays for their quarterback.
Might have to give that coach a flag and a whistle. He was right on in his view of the play, and the officials agree and overturn the call. This offense trying to quieten the crowd on first and goal, and they are not cooperating. They'll try to get it in with the run. And the defense sold out to stop the run, and they do here on first down.
And wow, the defense was in there quick, fast, and in a hurry and shut that run game down. Like, they were ready for that. Second down now. A little more space for the offense, backed up, a little more room to operate and try to maybe find some windows to throw a football.
Now second and goal, and right in the teeth of this noise. Timeout called here by the defense. It's the first one they've used this half. And the D deny them on 2nd and goal. To the air, it's Manning. Unleashes to the end zone. Touchdown, Longhorns! Quick strike through the air for the score.
Well, you know this offensive coordinator scripts his opening 10, 15 plays, and he didn't even need that. They went 9 plays and scored a touchdown. Everything working perfectly. They look like a well-oiled machine early in this game offensively.
Wide receiver going in motion. A run for the quarterback. It's a runs like that that can really help your field position as they're up at the 35.
Man, when I can run the football like that on 1st down and create 2nd and inches and stay way ahead of the sticks and be in a position now where I can throw the football or run, I will have a lot of success on the offensive side of the football.
Now the play fake. Moving away from pressure. Catch in the middle. It's Cuevas. Gets it out to the 40-yard line. Give him 5 on that one.
Well, your opponent scored on their opening drive, so obviously no need to panic. But I know, having been in this situation as a quarterback, you want to answer right away. So really good to see him making some nice throws here on their opening drive. He's going to try and see if he can get this thing tied up.
A designed run for the quarterback. And he runs through 1 tackle and picks up a few.
If I'm building an offense in today's football, it's not around a quarterback that can't run. I'm going to find an athlete that I can give the ball, because defensively, it starts to limit your coverages. It starts to limit what I can do. It makes me play the quarterback every single play. Just makes your job as a defensive coordinator extremely hard.
The Crimson Tide can dig into that playbook here on 2nd and short. Dropping back, it's Russell. Gets it out fast. He's stopped quickly, but not before he has enough for the 1st down.
I just love quarterbacks that aren't greedy and that aren't always trying to throw the home run ball, right? 2nd down, you're in your own end of the field. The guy you want to throw to is not open. Just find the back. He'll go do something positive with it. This guy is a weapon, and you got to find him in the passing game.
Guys, it is Texas who holds the lead. We've played one. Before we move on, let's have a look at the stats. They've switched into the field, and we're ready to get things started here in the 2nd. So after the break, they'll go back to work. He might want another play. Trying to hit the sideline on the right. Makes one man miss. Really putting together a threat now. They get the 1st. It's at the 37. You can go way back in the history books to the wishbone attack, all the way back to the first Rose Bowl team. Alabama builds its identity on a strong running game.
Builds it on dudes that tote the rock and do it with nastiness, with some physicality. Not one guy is going to bring them down, and you see it year after year with these guys, and there's always somebody that's going to be a physical challenge to try to get on the ground.
The Tide with the 1st and 10. The offense calls timeout. It's the 2nd one they've used this half.
Alabama.
They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Dropping back, it's Russell. Got the back over the middle. He snagged it, but he'll be stopped short of the first down. Good, solid pickup on that play.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense catching the football.
Alabama with a multitude of options on second and short. Wants to go up top. It'll be incomplete. Tried to extend the play, but just couldn't find anybody open. Alabama comes to the line on third and short. He wants to change this route. Steps to his left, out of the pocket. Grab near the marker, it's Young. That will be enough to move the chains and give them a first down in the red zone at the 14.
Great job by the running back here on that third down catch. There was no wasted movement. As soon as he got the ball in his hands, he turned around and he got upfield. That's what you got to do. You got to be decisive on these third down type plays to move the sticks.
Running back searching for a hole. He's dragged down at the 12 as they try to cash in on this red zone opportunity. It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Down to 2 minutes to play in the half, and the referees signal for the 2-minute timeout. Going to work on second down in the red zone, and still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. Looking to throw, it's Russell. Using his legs to buy some time. Can't quite cross the plane to get the 6, but they'll have the first down.
And this quarterback wasn't thinking about taking off and running with that one. He was outside the pocket, but he kept his eyes down the field. He kept reading the coverage. He was surveying to find an open target. Accurate throw, and they get the first down.
Go straight ahead. He's got it down to the 1-yard line, right on the doorstep of Pater. Looking for just one more yard. It's second and goal. Quarterback sneaks it ahead. Sneaks it into the end zone.
And I love that this offense stuck to it. Stuck to the run game. Didn't panic. They got down, but they answered the bell right before the half, and they got this thing right where they want it now. They can tie this football game and hopefully go into the half with a lot of momentum.
They'll line up to go for 2. Grabbed behind the line, it's Williams. Into the end zone for the 2-point conversion, and with that, they take the lead. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. On the move from inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. A lot of work to do as this drive will start from the 16-yard line. Looking downfield, it's Manning. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down.
Hey, man, if you're going to force incompletions when the QB's throwing to the tight end, you better be physical. Nice job with the hit, forcing that incompletion.
the RPO. He's knocked out of bounds, but not before he gets it to the 25.
My old coach said to never go broke taking a profit. Take what's there, take the positive yards, and never complain.
The tide crowd rolling noise down onto Saban Field on third down. They'll stick to the ground looking for the marker. Now they'll really try to get this drive going. Good execution on third down as they have it 1st and 10 at the 31.
You love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
They're going to go right back to him on 1st down. He's stopped in the backfield again. This defense trying to send a message he'll have to carry into halftime.
It's hard to run on a defense that comes off the ball like that and runs to the football like that. Good luck. No holes anywhere.
The Longhorns now with a long way to go to pick up the 1st down. Off play action. Here comes the heat. Takes a hit as he fires.
We just have not seen this offense look very sharp so far in this game, running or throwing it. The second half, throwing it specifically, I think they need to find a better rhythm. Got to find a way to get some completions strung together.
They come to the line, facing 3rd and long from the 25. Back to pass, it's Manning. Bought a little time, lets it go. Another incompletion on 3rd down.
3rd and long situations are really hard to convert. The defense knows it's going to be passed. The pass rushers are getting upfield. You're under pressure. You don't have timing. And as a result now, 4th down.
The kick is on its way. Fair catch is signaled and made, and they'll go to work from the 27-yard line. Final seconds of the 1st half. Let's see if they can pull off a little magic. Wants to throw on 1st down. They get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. They'll have just enough time to get 1 more snap before the half. 2nd down, he'll throw it. Here's the heat. Takes a shot as he lets it go. It's incomplete, and they tried to finish this quarter with a bang and couldn't quite connect. The kickoff team is on the field, and we're ready to get this one underway. Guys, here comes that Alabama offense onto the field. Pulls it, fired, complete. Gets it up to the 35-yard line before going out of bounds.
Nice job there. Good timing between the QB and the wide receiver executing that out route.
The Crimson Tide could get very aggressive here on 2nd and inches. Wants to adjust the pattern. Looking to throw, it's Russell. Buying some time. Caught on the outside. It's Young.
That's one I think if the running back could have over, he would just let that ball sail out of bounds incomplete because he made the catch but lost yards because of it. It wasn't an accurate throw. He'll know next time to just let that ball go.
Looking to move the chains. They throw it complete to the left. Coming through that third down conversion, and they'll mark it at the 43.
Well, we know this guy is special, and because of that, his quarterback is looking to him on critical down and distances. There on that third down, there was no question. It wouldn't have mattered if he was single covered, double covered, man, zone. That's where he was going with it, and the big-time playmaker outside picks up the first.
Let's see what they've got on second down. Lost to throw again. Buying some time as he moves left. Nifty little scamper on this one. Enough for the first down, and he slides in safely.
You see a lot of quarterbacks get in trouble when they start forcing things. He did a really good job. He wanted to throw the football. You could tell. Drops back, nothing open. It's okay. I'm just going to take off, get what I can get.
Miller with the ball. Hard running there.
And I think this has probably been the most surprising thing of this game so far. This guy's one of the best running backs in the entire country. They just can't get him going. He's never been able to get into a rhythm. You got to give the defense so much credit because they have been able to shut this guy down, and they got to keep that up here in the second half.
Looking downfield, it's Russell. Steps away to find some room. Pulls it in, it's Miller. Across the 25, he's got room. He's finally stopped, and not before he takes it into the red zone. They'll mark it at the 18.
Nice job by the receiver on the back end there, too. He sees his quarterback on the run moving, and he just works to get himself open to give his guy a place to throw the football. They're able to connect, and they keep the drive going.
Fighting off the defender. He'll be hauled down just inside the 10 of the 9 as they're trying to turn this into a score. The Crimson Tide can dig into that playbook here on second and short. We've reached a break, and Alabama has the lead. 3 quarters are in the books. Time becomes a factor both in trying to hold the lead or cut into it as we take a look at the stats. Not only is the scoreboard on their side, but so too is time as we open the fourth. So the final period starts with a second down play. He's got him still on his feet. Good throwing catch. Takes it down to the 5 as the offense tries to cash in. And this defense has to step forward. Not only do they have to get a stop, they've got to do it quickly to keep that time from running down. A first down run in the red zone. He works his way all the way down to the 3, and the defense is reeling.
And the offense trying now to put this thing away. They're going to keep running the football to keep bleeding the clock. They've got the lead here late, now down by the goal line. Just take as many seconds off the clock as you can before snapping this football and keep running.
They've got it down to the 3. Now it's second and goal. They'll move the wide receiver. On the move. And he'll finish the run at the end zone. Touchdown Tide.
And that's what makes this quarterback so dangerous, fellas. He can hurt you throwing the ball, but man, is he ever dangerous and explosive with his feet. You have got to be able to get this guy on the ground. If you don't, he has got way too much wiggle and speed. You saw it right there.
And he knocked that one right down the middle. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. And here come the horns. They've got it again on offense. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, hoping for better fortune this time around. He unleashes a long one. Intercepted. Big play. Stops the drive.
Some defensive players just have a knack. I've played with guys throughout the course of my career that you can't coach it. It's not speed. It's not strength. It's literally, I know when to break on the football, how to go get it, and how to pull it in. It's just a knack.
Here comes the biggest drive for this defense. They need to stop the way the rest of us need oxygen. If they don't get it, they're done. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
And I like the first thought process right here. Run the football. We want to run that clock with the lead. Thank you to the defense for forcing that turnover, setting us up. Now if we can put a few first downs together, we're looking really good.
Makes the grab. It's Miller. Really nice pickup there as they have it out to the 44 with the first down.
How about this offense, man? You got to love it. Late in the fourth quarter, you have the lead. They don't get conservative. Staying balanced. Run, back it up with a pass, getting the first down, a few more first downs, and you can walk out of here with a W.
Now they'll line it up from the 44 on 1st and 10. On the option. Quick toss. And they just didn't get anybody on that defense out of position, and they will lose yardage on that one. The Crimson Tide just hoping at least to get some of the yardage back here on 2nd down. Touch pass on the jet sweep. Running to Green. And he does a really nice job finding open space and making a good gain before the stop is made.
Well, and on these little push passes, timing is so important. You're trying to snap it right as he's getting a full head of steam. When he gets the ball, he's hitting the outside, and David, it puts the defense in such a difficult spot.
You immediately have to be rotating when you see that motion, so everybody's got to communicate and kind of bump over. That's why offenses love to run it. It makes the defense communicate and see if you can just get him out of a spot.
The Crimson Tide needs to convert on 3rd and short. The toss to the outside. Stop behind the line. He'll lose a yard. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. Now this is rolling the dice, or perhaps they've gone outside their head. They're already up. Boy, this could really backfire if they don't convert on 4th down. He'll go up top, maybe a deciding play here. Outside the pocket, lets it go. Catches it past the sticks and still on his feet. They'll make the stop, but that first down ought to ice it, and they should be able to kneel this one out.
Man, that is heartbreak city when you're a defense. You've got that one last shot to get your offense back on the field, maybe go tie this game up, maybe go win this game, and the offense executes. Just, man, that stinks for a defense.
Dropping back, it's Russell. Forced out of the pocket. He's got an open man. The offense uses a timeout. 15 seconds left to play.
You got to love how they just continue to do what they do. It's the 4th quarter. You got a lead. There's no reason to get conservative. We're a passing offense. Great job on first down, better job on second down. This offense continuing to stay in a rhythm.
Dances away from the pressure, going to his left. Headed to the end zone, and he's forced out of bounds. Of loud, Autzen Stadium in Eugene. As we'll see, the number 6 team in the country, the Alabama Crimson Tide, taking on the 8th-ranked team in the land, the Oregon Ducks. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, can't wait to get this one started. Now on the move. Breaks into the open. Gets it past the first down marker and still running. He was on his way. He could smell it. He gets it inside the 10. They stop him at the 9.
I mean, goodness gracious, you could have driven a semi-truck through that hole. Nobody touched him. This was an easy run. This is the easiest 40-plus yard run you will ever see.
Didn't take him long to get into the goal-to-go package. Here they are on first down. Quarterback making adjustments. They'll use the running game on first and goal. And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Alabama!
We know a lot of offenses like to script their opening 10 plays going into games. They practice it over and over and over again throughout the week, and you just saw flawless execution on the opening drive by the offense. A nice job mixing in pass and run, getting different guys involved here early. They cap it off with a nice run late, but what a great job to take control of this game and the offense. They've got it moving now.
He goes airborne, and he's in there, and the two-point try is good. Kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. Fielded in the end zone, it's Whittington. I imagine he's going to get an earful on the sideline after bringing it out of the end zone and being knocked down at the 11. Moore will throw. It's complete on the right side. And the defense had that one well covered. Just a short game there. The Ducks come to the line in the hurry-up. Second down, they'll go to the air. Looking to buy time. Trying to escape and get it himself. They get him on the ground. Didn't see anything downfield, but made a little something out of it.
It's just so nice to have a QB under center. Nowadays in football, you can trust these guys. You put so much on their plate, and you tell them, go get positive yards when it's there. And a lot of these guys are such great athletes, they do it with ease.
In the gun, looking to throw on third down. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a fourth down.
Third and short like that on your own side of the field, you're just looking for a quick hitter. You're trying to get the ball out of your hand quickly, but the timing completely off there for the offense, and the ball falls incomplete.
Going for the marker on the ground. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down. And the Ducks come to the line with a new set of downs.
And the gamble pays off, David. Not a lot of programs, not a lot of coaches would want to go for it down deep in their own end like that, but they turn around, hand it off, and hey, they get the first down.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's analytics that say go for it, and there's spreadsheets that say go for it. It's becoming the norm, but, man, there's obviously...
Intercepted, and the defense has set him up. He'll try to take it back. And he's going to score on the interception. Touchdown, Crimson Tide. The DB saw it. He thought, don't drop it, don't drop it. Then thought, don't get caught. And he didn't. The pick six.
Hey, these guys can play offense, too, now. Look at this. I showed you I can be a wide receiver. Coach might split him out at wide receiver next week after making that big play. But defense, great job making the interception. And you're right, doing something with it. Don't just slide down. Don't be content. Take that thing all the way back, brother.
To the air, it's Russell. He's into the end zone for the two-point conversion, and they stretch that lead to 16.
How about that, guys? That's basically a 15-point swing. Defense gets a pick six, and then your offense gets the two-point conversion. Wow.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. The kickoff bounces through the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 25. Has it back, and here comes the offense. To say this has been a slow start is a bit of an understatement, and they really need to get it going here, Jesse.
That's right. The opponent, they're firing on all cylinders right out of the gate. Offensively for this unit, they've been slow and struggling. They need an explosive play to wake themselves up.
Yeah, and it's just the first quarter, so it's not the end of the world. You've seen slow starts, but you got to continue to pick and pick and pick until you find that play or that scheme that you can use against this defense.
That's caught. It's Stewart. He's going to be out of bounds, but not before he gets it to midfield. The Ducks racing to the line in a hurry-up.
This is good news for the offense here because they've got their Heisman-caliber receiver in a bit of a groove. Back-to-back catches. The defense has no answer for him. I will keep force-feeding him the football because he's catching fire right now.
Wants to fire on second down. Quarterback on the move, still looking. And he scoots his way to the first down and then slides to avoid the hit. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs.
And I love the change in decision-making, right? That was a much better job. Last position.
Unleashes one deep. Touchdown, Oregon! They won it all, and that is exactly what they got.
I don't know what play they called, but I would call it again because the defense had no idea what was going on. Receiver comes wide open, catches the football, and gets the easy touchdown.
Moore to the air. Steps away. He can't make the connection. It'll be incomplete. He can scramble but couldn't create anything there. They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. Kick coverage team was ready in their lanes, and he would have been better off just to take the knee in the end zone. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Defense a little too jumpy there, and they got into the neutral zone too soon. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Quarterback may change this route. Here's the snap, itching to fire downfield. The short hands, it's Miller. Oh, he's got some space. And they wrap him up, but not before he's got enough for the first down. Running backs just have to be a weapon in the passing game, even for little dump-offs and checkdowns.
Yeah, find your matchups. I mean, you think about running back versus a linebacker. We like that matchup in space, and so find ways to get the football to your running back in space where you can break tackles and make things happen because they're just so dynamic.
To throw, it's Russell. Incomplete thanks to the great defensive pressure there that sort of threw them out of rhythm.
And how loud is it in this building? This is crazy. These fans are going absolutely nuts. And I used to love when the fans got involved, and I'm on defense, because it messes with the snap count, it messes with the communication, and it can really rattle an offense.
Behind the chains now on second and long. Here's a quick throw out to the left. Still on his feet at the 45. He's loose. He's at the 10. And he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Bama!
How explosive is this offense, right? They rev it up so quickly. Speed, playmaking ability, versatility, running, throwing, NFL talent all over the place. And after that last touchdown, they've already blown this game wide open. And guys, we're not even through the first quarter yet.
On to attempt the try. And with the extra point, they now have a 3-possession lead at 17. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And the score comes courtesy of the big play, covering 61 yards on the touchdown pass. The ball bounces through the end zone, and it will be a touchback. drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Moore will throw. Fires to the wideout. Complete to the left. And perhaps a touchdown-saving tackle as he gets him down at the 37. They'll have to hurry if they want to get another play off before the quarter ends. Wants to go up top on first down. He's going to take off. And he steps out of bounds, and that's going to do it for the first quarter. So Alabama takes the lead into the quarter break. And they were able to build that lead into double figures. Let's take a quick look at our early stats before we move on. They largely dominated the first quarter and built a nice lead to get started. First play of the period will be a second down. Back to pass. Unloads to the wideout. Got him downfield. Touchdown Ducks! Nice catch and good work afterwards to get it into the end zone. Quick strike touchdown. Comes out and jump-starts the offense.
And, man, we see this in college football. So much explosiveness and firepower, and we get high-scoring game after high-scoring game, and it looks like we're on pace for one of those right now.
Getting aggressive here and going for two.
22 water. Got it.
Snap in the shotgun. Can't make the grab. Quarterback just missed him a little bit.
Conversion is no good. That keeps the score Alabama 23.
Now to make sure this kickoff team covers properly to pay off that last scoring drive. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Here comes that Alabama offense. They've been firing on all cylinders. Touchdowns on each of the first two drives, and they'll try to make it 3 for 3. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. Defense in the right spot. They stop him after a gain of 2 to the 28.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
The give is to Miller. Turning it on. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they have a first down at the 43.
You know, the RPO game now in college football really puts the defense in a bind, and it forces them just to freeze a half second as they try to distinguish between the running back and the quarterback. Who's keeping the football? On that play, it was the running back, and he made him pay.
The quick out. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. After the miscue, 1st and 15 for this offense. Looking to pass, it's Russell. Now improvising. Got away from trouble and got rid of it. Incomplete behind the receiver. Maybe this freshman got a little too anxious.
There's a lot of QBs that when they get hit and when they get hurried and when they get pressured, they become very average. Really nice job by the defense pressuring the quarterback.
And here comes the offense on second down. Looking to fire. Got it in the middle, it's Miller. At the 45 on his way. Finally corralled, but not before. He picks up the first down.
Well, Reese, you and I were talking about this before the game. How is this defense going to be able to deal with all the speed they have offensively? You saw them just rip off a big play.
And, Jesse, now their head's spinning just a little bit. Give up a big chunk play, and it's right back at them. The offense changing the play. Alabama with a 1st and 10 here. Trying to seal the edge on the right. And they're able to shove him to the turf as they stop him for a short gain.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
That's reeled in. It's Miller. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. Well, he comes up with the reception, but not a lot of room to run after that.
Yeah, and I like the QB doing this. I mean, I'm going to find ways to give him the football and see if he can make a miss. And I'm going to bet most of the time that my guy is a little bit more athletic than that defensive guy. Defense won this battle, but I like trying to get this guy the ball in space.
This time he doesn't get loose, and finally the defense gets him bottled up behind the line.
And a running game can be really hard to stop when you got so many guys that can do some damage, and this defense is taking some licks. This QB's made him look silly a couple of times, but they're starting to adjust. Gotta like that play right there, getting to him and getting him on the ground.
They'll immediately call timeout.
Timeout, Alabama.
And they'll send out the kicker to try a field goal. This crowd trying to do its part to get inside the kicker's head. Knocked it right through, showing that big range from 48 yards out.
And I like the way this defense just finished. And I know they're trailing, but they didn't give up the touchdown. Got a little bit of momentum. Not much time left in this first half, but you got halftime to make some adjustments, come out with some energy, but a nice stop here.
So they get the field goal, now about to kick it away, and you get a stop here, and you go to halftime feeling really good about things. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Inside 30 seconds to play in the half. We'll see how aggressive they are on this drive. Moore to the air. Makes the grab. Getting behind those pads and behind a stiff arm to get it out to the 27. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. To the air on second down. Under fire. And the ball's loose in the backfield. And the football bounds across the sidelines. They'll lose a couple.
You know, fumbles really just comes down to luck. Oblong-shaped ball just can bounce any which way whatsoever. An offense right there, very lucky that one went out of bounds.
One more snap coming before halftime. Defense playing a bail technique. Shotgun snap on third down. Grab near the sticks. It's Stewart. That'll be good enough for a first down. They'll mark it at the 30. Alabama ready to put a boot to it to start the second half. He'll bring it out from inside his own 10. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. They got a lot done through the air in the first half, and they might need even more production here in the second.
I think they will, Reese, and I think this is an offense that has proven they're playing with good timing right now. They've got some matchups where they're winning one-on-one, and they're just going to have to keep going back to the well, David, and relying on hitting some explosive plays to win this game.
Yeah, and I think we look at numbers naturally, and they're losing. So that's the most important thing on the scoreboard, but they have had success. And so what do? You keep playing pitch and
running free. Ripped off a huge chunk play on that one as he gets the first down before he steps out of bounds.
And the quarterback knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football, had time, spins the ball deep. Nice job by this offense, understanding what the defense is giving them and creating the explosive play.
Got enough space. Touchdown, Oregon. And here they come, almost all the way back.
And it's now the second time this wide receiver has scored. Another outstanding job with the route. Great job securing the catch.
And now they'll empty the backfield for the two-point try. Moore will throw. And he had it for a second, but it just dribbled out of his hands. They're set to kick it off. You think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? And he hauls it in, and everybody's on the edge of their seats. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. Things have been clicking along nicely, Jesse, but they have to make sure they keep it up.
Yeah, they got to win.
There he goes. Really nice pickup there as they have it out to the 44 with a first down.
And that is just an attitude run, running it right up the middle, right into the teeth of that defense.
You open a drive like that, and the entire playbook opens up on first down from the 44. Quarterback keeper powers through the defender. And he'll pick up one. It brings up 2nd and 9.
And you can tell that the QB wants to run. He's going to be a big part of the game plan, and the defense really, really understands that. I got to understand, and more importantly, when I get a lick on this cat, I got to take it. Like, not dirty, not cheap shots, but end-of-league plays, when I can be physical and really make him feel me, I think that'll always bode well in a fourth-quarter game.
From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. A solid pickup there before the defense is able to make the stop.
Yeah, and listen, offensively, you run the RPOs, you just want positive yards, make the right read the guy. If he wants to drop back a little bit, hand it off, get some positive yards, go on to the next play.
To the air, it's Russell. They're working that left side. That'll be enough for the first down as they stop him at the 43-yard line. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Looking downfield on first down. Grabbed behind the line. It's Miller. Crosses the 30. He's got a lane. He works his way inside the 30 down to the 29 and picks up a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Might be changing the route. Toss sweep to the right. Oh, look out on the right. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown Tide. Offense gets the job done again. You want to build that cushion as we get deeper into the second half.
Man, it makes it easy, doesn't it? You start getting up by a couple possessions, making the offense very predictable on the other side. Great job by the offense extending their lead.
And the extra point is good. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Going right to work up top. Makes the grab down the left side. Open spaces. Goes out of bounds just short of the goal line, and they'll be set up in a great position here.
I would love to sit here and tell you that was the greatest play call ever, and the offensive coordinator is a genius. I think that was some really bad defense.
Big fella moving. Touchdown Ducks! They wanted to finish, and that they did on that possession.
And they cap off the drive with a touchdown, throwing the football. In the last play, they got the explosive. They get right back to the line of scrimmage and dial up another one. Great work by the quarterback and his target being on the same page. These last two plays, throwing the football, man, it doesn't get any better than that.
So after getting into the end zone on that last drive, they're set to kick it away. A rather inauspicious start with the kickoff out of bounds and great field position for this offense. As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. They'll try to get the edge with the toss play here. And brought down, looks as if that's how we'll end the third. No question they wanted to get the ball to their playmakers, and both receivers have come up big through three. When you're dealing with a deficit like this, it's all about somebody stepping up to make a play, and you might as well start here in the fourth quarter. It'll be second down as we open the final stanza. Dropping back, it's Russell. Flushed out of the pocket. And the ball comes out. What a disastrous play. And the fumble trickles out of bounds, and a big loss on that play. If this were a wider field, like maybe in Canada or something, that might have been a turnover.
And they could have turned it into a rouge, eh? I mean, this was a great chance by the defense here. I just love the fact that they are flying around and trying to dislodge the football from these ball carriers.
On third and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. Snagged in the middle, it's Miller. He is denied, cannot get to the first down marker, and it's fourth down coming.
That's why as a defense, you feel okay playing man coverage on third down, because you know you've got linebackers and you've got players on your defense that can cover these dangerous running backs mano-a-mano. Nice job tackling in the open field.
On fourth down, they're taking to the air. Complete out of the backfield, looking for the sticks. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see which way that's going to go. This offense plenty happy enough with the result of that play, so they just let the official put that flag back in his pocket and decline the penalty. To the air on first down. Oh, he's going to try to hit him deep. Picked off inside the 20, and they snuff out the threat. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back.
Well, the defense came into this one knowing they needed to create takeaways to try to gain as much momentum as they could. Really nice interception on that play. Great job with the eyes by the defender there picking that up.
The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. They've got him pinned back in a world of trouble, and listen to this crowd coming through. Snags a quick pass on the left.
First down pass. Complete to the wideout. Gain of 8. Second down.
Alabama with a multitude of options on second and short. Looking for a man, it's Russell. It's complete to the right. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
I'll tell you what, really good job by the defense, having vision on the quarterback. And as soon as he threw that football, man, they broke on the football right away, didn't waste time, and got the running back on the ground for no gain.
The clock winds down to the 2-minute timeout, and this offense will try to drain away the time and secure the victory. How can a stadium this size make so much noise? You can't hear yourself think on third down here in Austin.
When you're a defensive lineman, you're trying to get underneath the offensive lineman as fast as possible, dive in there and create like a pile in the backfield where the quarterback can't move his feet. Because you see the quarterback on QB sneaks, grabs the football and tries to just keep his feet moving and just try to get an inch or a yard, whatever it takes. But the defensive linemen do a good job of getting in the backfield.
Give as they work on that clock. Just wanted to find a little space to run and ekes out some to get it up to the 21.
That's got to be demoralizing if you're the defense. You're trailing. You need to get the ball back. You got to get off the field, but you can't stop the run. When they're going between the tackles, this defense is going to have to get a lot more physical, especially in the middle.
Motion from the wideout. Little touch pass to the receiver. Makes a man miss. Dragged down at the 26 after a pickup of 5.
I love the idea, and I love just finding ways to get your best players out in the open field. This pre-snap motion and using it to their advantage on that last play, I think that was a nice call.
Alabama trying to hold this lead and run out the clock. Wide receiver comes in motion. Touch pass on the run. Crosses the 40. Breaks into the open. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the first down. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. The Crimson Tide rolled to that last first down on the ground. Let's see if they go right back to the run. And this one will be stopped for no gain. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. Ordinarily on 2nd and 10, you might look past, but here you just want to keep that clock moving. Trying play action. And he can't get it off. Taken down. What a huge play this late in the game. Timeout called by the defense. 27 seconds to go. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. Trying to get the edge with a quick touch pass. Couldn't find anywhere to go, and now it's 4th down.
How about that? You don't see those, touch passes go for negative yards very often. Usually this is a short flip that counts as a completion that goes a long way, but the defense aggressive. Saw it, pulled the trigger, came outside, made sure he didn't get outside and get to that edge. Nice job by the defense.
Hunt is on its way. They bring him down strong. Effort by the coverage team, and that's how they'll put a period on this one. It's one thing to execute early in the game. Tight ball game, right at the end, you need the clutch plays. These guys deliver.
And you can't teach that gene. You have people that can focus in the moment or they can't. Great job by the team, staying focused, understanding it's a close battle, win those one play at a time, and then look up, and then, heck, I got the win.
Yeah, David, they just had ice in their veins, and you can tell there's tremendous leadership on this football team. Guys can step up, and in the huddle, they can make sure that everybody else is focused to the task at hand in order to get the W.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football. Crimson Tide. Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium. As we'll see, the number 10 team in the country, the LSU Tigers, taking on the 6th-ranked team in the land, the Alabama Crimson Tide. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. And here's the return. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. This place is roaring, and it's going to be so hard to operate under these conditions. From the gun, the running back has it. Got the first down and still on his feet. Makes the tackle at the 32, but they were backed up inside their 20, and they pick up 15. The Bayou Bengals have been able to put on an aerial circus in recent years, but the foundation, a running game.
Yeah, don't forget about the run game. That starts everything, right? Because if you can run it, you can throw it, you can create some balance and keep defenses off guard. But I think LSU does a really good job of always establishing the run game first. Then they'll get to their playmakers and all the speed out by them.
This crowd going to try to make life miserable for these guys. And he's swallowed up in the line of scrimmage by the big defensive tackle.
Awesome job up front by this defensive line, being so good at the point of attack and eating blocks, eating some double teams that allows these linebackers to run free, unencumbered, and get to the football.
Dumps it to the back. Makes the catch. It's Durham. He'll be stopped short of the line to gain. Needed about 3 more on that one.
I know that was 3rd down, and I know the quarterback's trying to be careful. You don't want to be too greedy, but he had guys open downfield. I think if he had been a little bit more patient and been a little bit more willing to let the play develop, I think he could have converted that with a throw vertically down the field. Instead, he got lazy, checked it down to his running back, and now they're setting up 4th down.
On 4th down, looking for the completion. Big tight end makes the grab, 1st down, still on his feet. And he's ruled down right there, but he'll have plenty to move the sticks.
And they're showing you their intentions early in the game. It's 4th down, you're in your own end. We're going to be aggressive, and we're not just going to do this early. We're going to do this all game long. Awesome execution on a critical down.
Caught in the backfield, it's Durham. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. Looking to throw, it's Nussmeier. Finds his tight end. He'll go out of bounds inside the 40. They'll mark it at the 39.
Well, I know the tight end did some good things after the catch, but got to give the quarterback credit, too, for the location of the throw. Because he put it out in front of his big man, he was able to make the catch and accelerate, creating some distance there between him and the defense.
This series dates back to 1895. One of the odd things, guys, is historically the visiting teams have had a lot of success.
And these fans don't like each other. Matt, you can feel the hate, the hostility. Both programs so talented, recruited at a high level. These teams have even rematched for a national championship before, Palmer. These two teams are ballers.
And this is a game, too, David, that
picked off, and the opening drive is stopped with an interception. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
First quarter, first drive, first strike delivered, and it's the defense that comes up with the big play. Talking to the defensive coordinator, he felt
team in the country, the Texas Longhorns, taking on the 6th-ranked team in the land, the Alabama Crimson Tide. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, here with David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's get this thing rolling. Motion from the wide receiver. Looks as if he's going to run it. And he is stopped immediately by the big defensive lineman. They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Back to throw, it's Russell. Got his man on the right. Few things on offense as reliable as a tough power back as he plows his way ahead to the 33.
You know, it's funny. I know running backs oftentimes are afterthoughts when it comes to the passing game, but when you think about it, this guy's been making people miss his entire life taking handoffs. So why wouldn't you try to get him involved in the passing game as well? You just saw in that last play how dangerous he is after the catch.
Alabama comes to the line on 3rd and short. Quick pass to the left, trying to get it to the marker. Nice job to get it past the sticks, and they get him down at the 35.
Wow, and what a great job by that quarterback finding his open receiver on 3rd down. You know, guys, one of the most telling stats at the end of the game is 3rd down conversion percentage. If you're a great 3rd down team, it's invaluable to your offensive success, and that's why teams drill 3rd down so much in practice.
They'll try to get outside. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Great job by the defense. Everybody firing off the ball, hitting their guys, holding their gaps, running to the football, nowhere to go.
Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. Wants to go up top. Caught behind the line. It's Miller. And the defense stops him just short of the 1st down. Maybe needed a few more chain links to move the sticks.
Well, the short passing game is a great go-to for any offensive coordinator in the 1st quarter because it's reliable, but it also allows you to see how the defense is going to react in plays. So this can certainly open things up later on. And David, on 3rd and inches right there, that's often a decision the quarterback predetermines. Who's my best guard? That's the guy I'm going to try to get behind.
And I know that defensively too, but I'm just trying to dive and create a pile, but it's so hard to stop that play. That's why you see it ran so successfully.
The Crimson Tide comes to the line with the 1st and 10. Looking for a man. It's Russell. Quarterback strolling away from Heat. And the defense gets home. Yippee-ki-yay at the 35.
This defense, they understood the challenge coming in. Like, he is elusive. He is a game breaker. They were not going to let his legs beat him. That's what they told us anyways. And so far on this first drive, great job getting to him and getting the sack.
2nd down, they'll go to the air. Finds a little space. He'll take it up to the 45-yard line. They stop him and knock him out of bounds.
He does a really good job here. You want to get a huge play. You've got to push the ball down the field. You need a bunch of yards. But wait a minute. Now he can just tuck it, scramble, go get you a bunch of yards. Now put you in a great 3rd down situation. Real heads-up play by the quarterback.
We've reached the end of the first quarter, and it has been a defensive battle, and the stats tell the tale so far. Let's see if the offenses can find a little rhythm here in the second. So they go back to work after the break, and it is 3rd down. Here's the snap, looking to throw. That pass is well off target. He got hit as he was trying to throw, and they can't convert on 3rd down.
Well, they try to throw for it there on 3rd down on the opening drive of the game. They don't get it, but let's punt the ball away. Let's trust our defense. And, guys, let's also trust this home field advantage and the crowd to get loud and make it real difficult on our opponent.
Quarterback making checks. On 4th down, they'll throw for it. He'll get rid of it. Makes the grab. He's got a 1st down. They're ripping off chunks of yardage. They get it to the 33. So they gamble on 4th down in the first half, and, man, does it pay off.
4th and long. I mean, what just 4th and short? Nowadays, man, so much aggression in college football. And how about right there? 4th down and long. No problem. I got this in the first half.
And this set of downs gets started from the 33, 1st and 10. The give to the back. He works his way down to the 30-yard line before he stopped a gain of 3.
And those body blows really, really matter. Like, I want to be able to hand the ball off to my running back 10, 15 times a game. Make the defense tackle them, wear them out. Sometimes these 3 to 4 yard runs, later in football games, they turn into 5 to 15 to 20-yard gains just because of the body blow effect.
They'll give him 1 to the 28-yard line.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
Wide receiver going in motion. This is a designed run. And they did not let him reach the line to gain. It'll bring up a decision here.
Quarterbacks generally, guys, we know, they're not as big and not as physical runners as running backs, so it is going to be trickier for them to break tackles. I like the idea of getting the designed quarterback run game going, but moving forward, let's see if we can get him out to the perimeter.
We'll take a quick break as we have reached the final 2 minutes of the first half. So the offense is going to go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Slings it downfield. Makes a catch. 1st down and maybe a lot more. Not much of a 4th down gamble when it's that much of a sure thing. An easy conversion for this offense. Just moments ago, Alabama was feeling the shadow of its own goalpost, and now the Tide generating momentum. Might be calling a hot route. The toss to the right.
Talking to their coaches, they said, we are going to run the ball on the first drive of this game and really see if we can establish that line of scrimmage. You've seen that early so far, and after that explosive run, they've now set themselves up here in the red zone looking to score some points.
Direct snap. And he takes it in for a score. Touchdown, Alabama!
Really nice physical running that time. Nice push up front by the offensive line. Getting it in for the touchdown. They now take a one-possession lead here with just a little bit of time left in the first half.
Two-point conversion attempt is on the way. Back to throw, it's Russell. And it's caught, and they have an 8-0 lead.
I love the aggressive play calling here on this opening drive. All the way down the field, scoring a touchdown, then going for it for 2 points. That is a statement.
And he takes this from inside the 5. Across the 25 to the 26 before going out of bounds, and that's where the offense will go to work. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game.
Defense, man, you got to go low, and you got to chop that tree down, right? Go with the legs, take the legs out from underneath them so he can't continue to churn those puppies out and get extra yards after contact like he did there.
Cranking up a drive like that can really get you going. It's first down from the 44. Looking to throw on first down. Quickly out to the tight end. He'll step out of bounds just short of midfield. They'll mark it at the 49 after a good pickup on that play.
Got like that big, reliable security blanket. And that's what tight ends are a lot of the times. They're just usually big, huge guys that if I throw it anywhere near him, he's going to pluck it, catch it, and give me some positive yards.
Line getting set on second down. Motion from the back. Looks as if they didn't get it off in time. It'll be a delay of game. The quarterback just lost track of the play clock, didn't get the snap off quickly enough. They'll line up for a second down play. They'll send the back in motion. To the air, it's Manning. The sweet feet buy a little time. Throwing on the run. Oh, did he toast the coverage? Got it deep downfield. Shoved out of bounds. They'll mark him down at the 15-yard line, and this offense is doing work.
I know this isn't the start the offense wanted. They don't have any points so far in this game, but sometimes it just takes one explosive play to turn things around. And after that beautiful completion deep for the offense, that should give them a little confidence, a little momentum. They've now got us to be able to score points on this drive.
The Longhorns will have it first and 10. From the red zone, looking for a receiver. Out of the backfield, he's open. They'll get it down to the 10-yard line on that completion. Quick tempo, no huddle offense. Second down, clock's running. Defense in press coverage. Looking to go up top, and time's running out in the half. He's got it on the move. And he'll haul it in and take it to the end zone. Touchdown, Texas!
And that's a backbreaker for this defense, Jesse. They were doing everything they could, trying to let that clock run out, force a field goal. They execute under 10 seconds left, and they put it in the end zone.
Yeah, how about the situational offense there too, though, David? Understanding the time and the clock and managing it absolutely perfectly. And now the decision, do you go for two and try to tie this thing up before you head into the locker room?
Oh, look at Mr. Hands take. And now the hit knocks it loose. Recovered by the kicking team. Touchdown, Longhorns! He broke away from the defense, and they couldn't catch it.
And this is why a lot of coaches don't kick the ball out of the end zone. They want them to return the football so something good can happen. So you can put a hat on a football, cause a fumble, make something happen, Palmer, and that's exactly what the kickoff unit does.
Man, I love kickoff coverage units, David, that take pride in their jobs. These guys want to line up. They want to run down the field and hurt somebody. That was a huge game-changing play to not just create the turnover, but to score a touchdown.
And the point after is good. Ready to start the second half. Alabama will kick it off. He'll start the return inside his 5. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. Texas offense. Coming out on first down with the play fake. Caught in the backfield, it's Moore. And there were no creases or crevices to run through, and they shove him out of bounds.
Great effort by the defense here. Offense trying to go wide receiver screen. How about the speed on defense rounding to the football?
Up now, here's second and long. Give to the back. They get him stopped at the 32. That's a gain of 4. Timeout is called, and it's the defense wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page for this big down. Veritable crimson tide of noise on Saban Field here on third down. Back to pass, it's Manning. Fires to the big fella. Nice job to get it past the sticks, and they get him down at the 35. David, that is a great security blanket for a quarterback to have a tight end to make those conversions.
Dang right. Find the big fella on third and short. Dependable, clutch, nice hands, first down.
Looking to throw on first down. Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance.
And finally, the defense is able to get some pressure on this quarterback. They've been trying all game long different ways to affect him. Weren't able to get there. But on that play, because of the pressure, it affected his accuracy. That's why the ball falls in.
They dial up on second, and a long way to go. After the incompletion, they go back up top. It's incomplete, and I tell you, this sophomore quarterback's lucky to get that one back.
Yeah, and a really good job by the defender understanding the ball's coming. I got to break on it and go. and not try to intercept it and make a bad play. He swats it down and makes sure that's an incompletion.
Here comes his home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on third down. Wants to throw again. Caught over the middle. It's Moore. They've got it to the 49-yard line, and they'll move the chains. And the Longhorns are moving quickly down the field.
And that's a huge third down conversion by the offense there. It's third and long. You've got to lead, not by a lot. Quarterback, though, very poised. Reads the coverage, throws it in rhythm, and you stay on the field.
Finds a man on the left. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
And the quarterback's showing a lot of toughness on that play. Being able to focus downfield with all that pressure coming right ahead.
He's got it on the right. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Well, the offense is trying to get a big-time playmaker the ball out in space quickly with the wide receiver screen, but the defense is having none of it.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Got it behind the line. It's Wingo. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage.
That quarterback putting space in the fan. I love it. Coming up quickly, making a tackle in space.
Ninth play of the drive coming up, and this one will be tough. Third and long. Looking downfield, it's Manning. Spits it out to the back. Firing to the right, complete. They get him corralled, but not until he's in the red zone. They'll mark it at the 14.
And that's a great lesson for young quarterbacks out there. You don't have to force every football deep down the field. I know it's third and long, and that play definitely is designated to go to a wide receiver somewhere, but hey, check it down to your running backs. These guys are great athletes, and they can make good things happen when you give them the ball in space.
Quick timeout by the defense here, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. From the gun, they'll give it on the inside. They get him on the ground at the 3-yard line, but this defense is taking some punches.
That's a big key for this offense. Now, you've got the lead here in the second half. You want to run the football, and you've got to just keep getting positive yards. You've got to keep the third downs manageable so you can stay on the field, bleed the clock. That's going to be the key for this offense and their team winning the game.
Caught in the backfield. It's Moore. And he's able to bounce off one tackle, but still not a whole lot of running room.
The offense trying to throw it there quickly down close to the goal line. Nice job by the defense tackling the catch.
These fans raising the volume on second and goal. Big guy smells it. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Texas! How about the renaissance of the tight ends? Inline, flexed out, split out. They can do a little bit of everything.
They really can, and they're asked to block a lot of the times, too. But I tell you what, all the wide receivers out wide, the fancy toys, the fancy spread. Don't forget about that tight end. He does a little bit of everything, and then you reward the big fella throwing the ball, and he catches, so he really can do a little bit of everything in an offense.
They want to see if they can score the deuce. Back to throw, it's Manning. And he drops it just a little too slippery in the hand. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. He might want another play. Wants to throw on first down. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down. They'll be able to get off one more play before quarter's end. They'll go back to the air on second down. Throws to the wideout. Complete to the left. They get him down, and that'll be the final play of the third period. Guys, it is Texas who holds the lead. And we've reached the end of the third, and time is running out if they're going to cut into this deficit. Let's take a look at our game stats before we move on. Final stands of the game, and we'll start with the first down. Wants to go up top on first down. Under fire. Finds his man. It's Williams. And he goes out of bounds after a nice pickup on that one.
And that's perfect for the defense. You'll give that up all day. You're winning this game by multiple possessions late in the game. Play big zone coverages, keep the ball in front of you, and tackle the ball carrier inbounds.
Pressure coming. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down.
Well, they were trying to sneak him out of the backfield that time into the passing game, but that did not fool anybody on defense. What a hit, forcing that incompletion.
Touch pass on the jet sweep. Oh, he's got some space. Oh, what a big play for this offense as they get it to the 33-yard line. This Alabama offense is clicking. They're set up with another first down. Wants to throw. It's Russell. Moving out of the pocket. Now he'll let one fly down the left side. Throw to the end zone. Picked off. Got room on the return.
It doesn't get any better for your defense. You know exactly the situation in the fourth quarter. Everything in your favor. Don't let them make big plays. How about you make a big play? Nice job getting the interception. It's not icing on the cake yet, but it's getting pretty close.
Fires to the big fella. And how about the efficiency on that one? It'll bring up 2nd and 4. Clock continues to run, and they'll be happy to wind it all the way down before they snap it. With the catch, it's Moore. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Can't make the connection on third down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's fourth down.
I mean, sometimes you overthink it. Sometimes running the football on third and short with the lead is not the worst thing in the world. Keep that clock ticking. But now decided to go for it, setting up a fourth down. And this looks like a situation where you should punt the football.
They already have a comfortable lead up by multiple possessions, but they're going to go for it here on fourth down. And you can give all the credit to the crowd for that one. Offense, no chance, and call for the false start. They already have a comfortable lead up by multiple possessions, but they're going to go for it here on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Makes the catch, converts on fourth down, and still on his feet. Touchdown, Longhorns! Made the grab and then did the rest himself, and they put points on the board.
And salt into wound, right? Late in the fourth quarter, you can run the football, run this game out. No, sir. I'm going to continue to pad my stats, find my receiver out wide, and get me another touchdown.
And no problem on the extra point as they push the lead to 19 here in the fourth.
Texas, 27, Alabama, 8.
Kickoff unit getting some extra work as this lead has really grown. And as the ball makes its way into the end zone, it'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. Guys, here comes that Alabama offense onto the field. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up. Picked off. What a play to set him up. Never really got that return cranking, but the offense is set up at the 30.
Heat up them pass rushers, bring in them DBs. That's what I'm doing in this situation. When I got the lead by a couple scores late in the ball game, in the fourth quarter, I'm going to rush the passer like crazy. I'm going to put all those DBs back playing the pass. That's what happened. Great job understanding they're going to have to take shots. We get the interception. This one's almost over.
The Longhorns in the hurry up.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run is coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. It'll be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
A quick completion to the left, looking for the first down. He just keeps piling up numbers with completion after completion in this standout performance.
And I think some people might say late in the game, you got the win, everything's in hand, be a little bit conservative, or you just say, I'm just going to keep doing me. And what I do with this offense is throw the football all over the yard, and I'm going to try to win me a big trophy at the end of the year.
Touchdown, Texas! And the beatdown has ensued. This dude is lighting it up for the Horns, and some old-school Horn fans starting to think about that 500-yard, 4-touchdown day Vince Young had against Oklahoma State.
I'm bringing back great memories, and there's been some good runs at quarterback. You think about Colt McCoy, too, man. He put up some serious numbers, some serious wins. Can this be the next guy to catapult this offense, to bring Texas back to prominence?
And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Scanning the field, it's Russell. Looking for space to the left. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
And this defense has put a game together. Like, it is hard to put all the facets of defense together. Run defense, pass defense. They've been so good, man. Dialed in. You could tell they were ready. They were
pressure all over the quarterback, and down he goes at the 24.
And this defense came to play. They know about the high-profile QB. They rose to the challenge and dominated the competition today. They took care of business, and they made no doubt about who's the better football team.
And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
And this is a tough time for this offense because you're in passing mode. You're in comeback mode, and what is that? The defense knows that. Like, they're pinning their ears back. They're coming after the quarterback.
And he throws his third pick of the day. His head has to be spinning. That's the way this defense wanted to wrap it up. Make a play themselves, finish off the game, and the offense can kneel it out from here. The Longhorns sending the offense back onto the field. They have dropped a hush on this entire stadium, David, by controlling this game.
And there's nothing like shutting up the home crowd. You love it. Nothing like having a big lead in the fourth quarter, Palmer, and not having to stress or worry.
Yeah, really impressive just seeing how they were able to take everything from the practice field this week and apply it to game day. They've been locked in all week with the game plan, running and throwing the football, man. This has been impressive.
Man, that's That's a good stop for this defense. And listen, there hasn't been a lot of positive today, but let's finish this game strong. I think that'll be the message from the defensive coordinator. Can we get a stop? Can we get them off the field? I know lots went wrong, but let's live in this moment and try to be great right here to end the game.
He's got it. And they're going to put another one into the end zone as they just keep piling points on the scoreboard.
And this always is the debate of where you fall. It's your job to stop me or I should get conserved, because this offense obviously has had themselves a day, and apparently their day's not over. They're going to continue to keep scoring, and the defense better do something about it.
And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. Quick strike offense on that three-play scoring drive. The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. And he runs out of bounds, and they'll mark it right there for the return. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. They'll run the RPO and fire to the right. And he'll step out of bounds after a very productive play. The Crimson Tide can dig into that playbook here on 2nd and short. Knocked out of bounds after a good gain on that one. They'll spot it at the 43. It's 1st and 10 from the 44-yard line. That's caught. It's Williams. And a 9-yard gain on 1st down leaves him with 2nd and short. Trying to get everybody set with the clock still running. Looking for an open area to his left. Nowhere to go, and the ball is loose. And the ball dribbles out of bounds, and they'll maintain possession, but that's about the only good news for the offense on that play. Now 3rd and long, and trying to play catch-up in more ways than one after that earlier sack. To the air, it's Russell. Starting to feel a little pressure. Fires on the move. Offenses gain momentum with 3rd down conversions like that. They've got it at the 25. Looking downfield on 1st down. Right down the middle. Working that left side. Gets it inside the 5, down to the 4, and it'll be 1st and goal. Alabama pushing the tempo.
And after that long completion for the 1st down, did you see everybody sprinting to the line of scrimmage offensively? They want to go tempo right now.
And it'll be incomplete. He got on the move trying to make something happen, but just couldn't find a man.
And it's just been that kind of day for this quarterback in this offense, guys. They have never been able to get into a rhythm throwing the football. Timing's been off. Accuracy hasn't been great. We've seen some drops, just not in sync, and that's why they find themselves trailing by a lot right here late in the game.
He just tossed that one out of bounds. You avoid the sack, you avoid the turnover. You've got more plays here on 3rd down.
And this game's starting to take away for this offense, and they're getting in desperation mode. They've got to be able to find a way to make plays in the pocket. It's not going to be the scrambles out wide. You need passing.
And he crosses the goal line and gets the touchdown, but way too little, way too late. They still do count it for 6. Nice play there by the offense, but still a ton of ground to make up.
Yeah, this one's pretty much over, but listen, put that exclamation point on it. Finish the way you want to finish. Make sure your offense keeps that momentum going. It can build throughout the season.
Got the completion, but couldn't quite maneuver his way in. He'll be inches short of the score. Undeterred by this huge deficit in the last half minute, they'll line up for the onside kick.
Yeah, and this is why you put your hands team on the field most of the time when you know. come in and you put those guys that are great catchers of the football. The first guys, what do? They go block. They go blow somebody up. The next guys catch the football, secure it, get your butt on the ground. And most of the time when you do this, the ball game is over.
The encroachment. Beyond the D gives the offense a free 5 yards. They weren't able to get that one off. It'll be a delay of game. Offense took a little bit too much time at the line there. One more play to pad the stats. Dropping back, it's Manning. Quarterback now on the run, still looking. Fires to the wideout. And the pass is knocked down, incomplete, but they were in the neutral zone. Defense jumped, and it's going to negate a really good play.
Yeah, and you see some people get upset with offsides in the defense. I call it the cost of doing business. It's just part of being great off the football. Sometimes you'll guess and sometimes you'll be wrong. The first one is always on me, Coach, and the second one, usually he takes me out of the game.
Guys, I think we all expected this game to... Welcome to the home of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium. As we'll see, the number 3 team in the country, the Miami Hurricanes, taking on the 6th-ranked team in the land, the Alabama Crimson Tide. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with me. Guys, it's time to get it going. Will get us underway with the opening kickoff. Offense in a bunch formation. But no more than that.
He was not forward on that one. A lot of times you want to buy space, and you throw this route really when it's off coverage. But you could tell the cornerback was up, ready to come, pounce on that screen, and get the tackle for a loss.
Well, after not getting a thing done on first down, it's 2nd and long from the 24. Looking to throw, it's Simpson. Pocket breaking down. Nowhere close on that one. He got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down.
And that's a really good job by this defense. A complete defensive effort. When the back end makes the quarterback hold the football a little longer than he wants to, and then the pass rush gets home, hits him, and forces the incompletion.
He wants to change this route. On third and long, he has to throw for it. Unloads it left. And the deflection on third down. How big is that? Forces a fourth down.
The hardest thing to do in football is to play on the road. So you want to get those fans as quiet as possible. That is a great opening possession for this defense. Not giving up any big plays and forcing the fourth down.
The one thing that can derail this offense, a bunch of 3-and-outs. They won't do that here, but they might go 4-and-out if they don't convert. So we're scoreless, their first drive of the game, and this coach is wasting no time taking a gamble by going for it on fourth down in his own territory. Rolling, throwing, looking right. He's got it and more than enough for a first down. And they finally make the tackle, but this will be a pretty easy conversion for this offense.
And that is the advantage of having versatility at the running back position, right? It's fourth down. Everyone in the stadium thinks he's going to get the handoff, but because of his ability to catch the football, he's a weapon in the passing game. And on a critical down and distance like that, comes up with a huge first down.
The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half.
Timeout, Alabama.
Alabama comes to the line with 1st and 10. Miller with the ball. He's knocked down a couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, the offensive line had everybody blocked except the defensive end. He was able to sneak into the backfield and get the tackle for loss.
Making side adjustments here. Back to pass, it's Russell. Quarterback moving. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
Nice job by the quarterback trying to buy time and scrambling to the right, but it was the hit that forced that incompletion.
Alabama with a ton of ground to cover on this third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Under pressure, and down he goes at the 33.
Give the defense a lot of credit on that one. A little bit of bend, don't break here in the opening drive of the game. They gave up some yards. They were down inside their own red zone. But on that critical third down, phenomenal effort individually to win his one-on-one, get to the quarterback and bring him down to the ground and really try to take some air out of this offense.
He boomed it through a 50-yard field goal, showing off that powerful back.
This is a team that really prides themselves on starting fast. We've seen that before, and here they are playing at home today. Nice job on the opening drive. Lots of poise, good emotion. They don't get the touchdown they would have liked, but they kick a nice field goal. They've got the lead. Head coach has to be happy with that.
Coming out with it, it's Marion. And a really nice job by the kick team to get down there and make sure they limit that return. This is what we expected. This crowd ready to make its presence known. To the air on first down. Grabbed over the middle. It's Pringle. Makes the grab almost to the first down marker, but a good pickup on that one. And the Canes are in the hurry-up. Looking to fire. Makes the catch. Building momentum, picking up a chunk of yardage, moving the chains out to the 34.
I tell you, this slot receiver, he really does give his quarterback a nice option. Runs really good routes. He's got nice hands, and you saw it on that last play.
Looking downfield, it's Beck. Going over the top. Makes the grab at the 30. Finds some room. Touchdown, Canes. He got loose, and it was lights out after that.
Man, how hard is it to defend when you have a weapon like this at running back that can play wide receiver? You can design ways to get the football in his hand. Palmer, once you get it in his hands, he'll do the rest.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, and oftentimes those are easier throws for quarterbacks. And these running backs, they're just naturally so good when they have the football out in space. Their vision, their creativity, their ability to make people miss. And this guy showed you right there, a difficult guy to stop now if you're this defense moving forward.
They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Quarterback making adjustments. The toss to the outside. He breaks a tackle. A collision, and he stopped at the 27 after picking up one.
And a nice second effort by the back to break a tackle. But how about those defensive backs willing to come up, stick their face in the fan, and make a tackle?
Those are the best run defenses, too, right? It's not just D linemen and linebackers getting all the plays, but it's DBs that are willing to not just cover, but tackle backs in the open field.
He'll pull it down. They corral him out of bounds. Mark it down at the 38, and this offense might have something going.
A lot of times we call these quarterbacks ballers and game changers, but you don't call them smart enough. Like knowing the situation, knowing I can scramble around, buy some time, and then knowing exactly what I need to do to get that first down. You can call them whatever you want, but that was really smart.
Offense gets set for second down. We've reached the end of the quarter, and Miami is on top. One period in the books, and let's take a look at the stats. Now to see if these guys can get back in the game as we open the second quarter. Looking to throw, it's Russell. The sweet feet keeping the play alive. And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical and pass deep.
What a hit by the defender. That's a good throw, and that was going to be caught, but how about the defender dislodging the football from its intended target? Nice job.
The Crimson Tide looking for a big play to convert on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Rolling to the right, trying to make something happen. He's got room. Rimmed out of bounds at the 45. A big play for this offense.
You just can't say enough about this quarterback and how important his legs are to their success for the season, for this game, and really for this drive. Earlier, when he called his own number, it was a big gain. He does it again. He's got the knack for just understanding when to throw it, when to take off and run. You saw it right there.
Rolls inside the 30 and out of bounds at the 29, and now they're threatening. The Tide with the 1st and 10. Looking to throw on 1st down. Grabbed in the backfield. It's Miller. Turning it on. They drag him down, but not before he's moved the chains, and the screen pass is effective.
Great job, too, by the QB there. Holding the ball as long as possible, allowing the pass rush to get upfield, and at the very last second, getting it to his guy so that he can go get the 1st down.
They'll move the wide receiver. Receiver going for the edge on the jet sweep. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
And that's a great job by the defense, understanding exactly the situation, understanding to stay home, play sound. No matter who gets the football, we're going to run to the football hard. We're going to cage the football, be disciplined. Nice job by the defense.
Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. Dropping back, it's Russell. Here's a heat. Looking for the score. He's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Bama.
Well, the defense is going to have to find an answer for this tight end down in the end zone. You cannot allow that guy that much space.
And the extra point gives them a 3-point lead at 10-7. 76 yards on the drive for the touchdown. And they top it off with a 14-yard pass for the touchdown. Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. Fielded in the end zone. It's Marion. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. First play of this drive comes from the 14-yard line. They'll start this drive going to the air. Makes the grab.
You know, there's a lot of receivers that would be scared running over the middle of the field on a slant throw like that, with those linebackers hovering around in there and those safeties coming crashing down. Very brave play there by the slot receiver.
2nd down, he'll throw it. Unloads to the wideout. Catch in the middle, it's Daniels. How about this senior picking up some yardage and making a nice play on that one?
All right, defense, you got to turn the page. You just gave up an explosive play through the air, but here comes the offense going quickly. You got to get lined up now and get ready for another one.
Looking to throw on 1st down. With the catch, it's Pringle. A big play, gets it into plus territory, and they'll mark him out of bounds at the 44.
Nice play. And this running back showing you why he truly is a 3-down back. He's not just dangerous running the football between the tackles or blocking, but he can also catch the ball. And when you get this guy the football in space in the perimeter of the field, he's got the wiggle and he's got the power to break tackles from his secondary. That's why this guy has an opportunity to play at the next level.
I think when you go through these progressions as a quarterback, you want to find the right guy to throw to, obviously. I didn't think he was the right guy. I didn't think he was really that open. And listen, he sailed and he overthrew it, but I might have surveyed the middle of the field a little bit better there.
This time he's got his man. And he runs through one tackle and picks up a few. They'll hurry to the line here to try to get off that 3rd down play. slinging it. Looking left. It's incomplete, but here comes the flag, and I think it's going to be a first down. He'll be stopped about 2 yards short of a first down. The offense will gladly take a fresh set of downs after the penalty. To the air, it's Beck. Makes the grab. Good pickup on that play. It'll bring up 2nd and 4. And the Canes moving quickly to the line. The corners are walked up tight. Got a man. That completion will take it close to the 5-yard line. They'll mark it at the 6.
Man, it's so important when you play QB. I got to know when to put some air on it, and I got to know when to rocket that thing in there. Work in the middle of the field. He knew he needed the rocket. Threw it in there. Great job, great catch.
And a chance to really carry momentum with them into the locker room if they can take the lead here. 1st and goal.
And this offense shows right away on 1st down. They're willing to pass down here. This is soften them up a little bit for the run here on 2nd down and goal.
And the D deny them on 2nd and goal. Back to pass. Touchdown, Hurricanes! Fitted in the window for the score.
Man, I just love the execution by this offense. Late in the half, man, you want to take the lead. You want to get that momentum on your side, and they do it. They finish it with the passing game. And I'll tell you what, keep that passing game up. You can keep this lead, keep the momentum, and keep putting up numbers.
They'll try to tack one more on their score. And with the extra point, they're up 14-10. They put together a 74-yard touchdown drive, and they get it into the end zone with a 6-yard touchdown pass. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. To throw, it's Russell. Steps away to find some room. Pulls it in, it's Horton. He steps out right at the 40-yard line, and now they are in business moving toward midfield.
I love when QBs break the pocket and still look to attack. Because as soon as you break the pocket, I'm thinking, oh, man, he's going to take off and run, and I might come up. But those big plays can be made down the field. Nice job by the quarterback keeping his eyes down the field.
Wants to throw on 1st down. Throws to the wideout. And it's incomplete, deflected, knocked away by the D.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
Running out of time here in the first half, they're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Wants to throw, he's working against the clock. Somehow fits it into a host of defenders. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. Now trying to keep this drive alive on 3rd and long from the 45. He wants to throw it. Keeping his eyes downfield, rolling left. Complete on the comeback. Steps out at the 34-yard line. Big pickup on that one in this offense within striking distance. These two guys, just on the same wavelength, they make clutch connections all the time.
And that's practice, man. That's all summer. That's all spring. Just so many hundreds and thousands of balls where you know exactly when that guy's going to break, You know he's a stud. You're going to feed him, especially on these third down situations.
Snap it to the back. And he has a solid gain before the defense bottles him up. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Waning seconds of the first half, and they'll try to tack on a 3 before they head to the locker room. Just drives it between the uprights. It's now a 1-point game, 14-13. Alabama ready to put a boot to it to start the second half. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20.
They did, but the quarterback is in a rhythm. That was obvious in the first half. And so this first drive, you want to continue that. You want to see good decision-making. You want to see him playing on time. And as always, delivering the football.
I mean, I don't know how I don't give him the football. It's the reason I built the lead. He's the guy that I can trust. This offense is built around him, so I expect more of the same here.
He holds it in, and nobody's close. Speeding down the left side. Touchdown, Miami! He found some open space and turned on the Jets.
If I'm a play caller nowadays, man, I want more guys like this. Just versatility. You can see he can catch it out of the backfield like a wide receiver, or he can run it. Nice job catching the football with his hands, using his speed to do the rest and get into the end zone.
Ready to try the point after. And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. They'll decline the penalty here, and the result of the play stands. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. The give is to Miller. There he goes. Ripping off a pretty good chunk of yardage. They've got it out to the 41 with the first down. Alabama quickly back to the line.
And how about the running back, man? Rips off a big play. This offense creates some momentum, and what do? They keep their foot on the gas right back on the football to try to keep this offense rolling.
And he was on his way. Gets it all the way to the 38.
Today's game in football, it's about getting your speedsters in space. Why? Because you let them do the rest. You get them the football quickly, let them break tackles. You see so many times them making plays after the catch. So hard to stop.
That's caught. It's Miller. He'll step out of bounds. He's at the 33-yard line.
Well, I love the body control there by the running back. He had to catch that right on the sideline, make sure he had his feet in bounds, try to pick up some positive yards.
Looking to pass. It's Russell. Quarterback extends the play. Got out of trouble and throws. Caught near the sticks. It's Williams. So the penalty will not be enforced. The defense declines and stands on the result of the play. Alabama with a 1st and 10 here. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Unleashes one. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on 1st down.
Hey, when you speed quarterbacks up like this, when you hurry their thought process, they're going to make mistakes. That was a mistake there. Throwing into double coverage, obviously not something you want to do. Could have been worse. Nice job by the defense.
Wants to adjust the pattern. Going to swing it on second down. Breaks into the open. Got it into the red zone, dragged down at the 18-yard line.
Welcome to the frustrating reality of college football. Like, the guy at the quarterback spot, he can just do that. Pull it down, get positive yards, makes the defense have to account for him every single play.
The Crimson Tide needs to convert on 3rd and short. Looking to throw for it. Moves away as he feels pressure. Picked off to stop the threat. Picked up a few extra on that return, but what a play by this defense to get the football.
Wide receivers, you know, they might at least have a hint of diva in them, right? Like, they're always open, aren't they, according to them? And I tell you what, it's hard to be a quarterback because when they do throw that hand up there, you want to throw them the football. You want them to have confidence. You want to force feed them. You want them to really have that confidence at an all-time high. Sometimes you force them a little bit too much. The defense takes advantage like they did right there.
This drive will commence from their own 11-yard line. From the gun, running back gets to give. Got enough for the first, and he's still going. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
This running back loves running into the teeth of the defense. In between the tackles, he keeps a low pad level, and he's got some speed.
On first down from their own 22. To the air, it's Beck. Fires to the wideout. Finds space on the right. He goes out of bounds, maybe a step shy of the 40. They're going to mark it at the 39, and a really nice pickup there. Looking downfield on first down. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down. Second down coming.
All right, that's your goal. Separate man from ball. Try to get your shoulder in there on the catch point and really give him something to think about. Physically jar that football and knock it out. Nice job on the defender.
So now it's second and long. Couldn't connect on first down. Now back to the air. Got a man. It's Pringle. He stopped just short of midfield. They'll mark him out of bounds at the 48. The Canes headed quickly to the line. They're going to try to throw for it on third down. That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Makes the grab, got the conversion, and still going. And he'll be run out of bounds, and these guys are piling up some serious yardage totals. To the air on first down. Makes the grab. And he's brought down after a nice gain. We've reached a break, and Miami is holding on to the lead. They've built a cushion. They've got a nice lead. Now the task is finish the deal as you take a look at the third quarter stats. Not only is the scoreboard on their side, but so too is time as we open the fourth. So first down will open up the final period. They'll run it, trying to drain time off the clock. They get him on the ground, but not before he drives it to the 10-yard line.
And that's really nice offensively because you're in the red zone. You do have an opportunity to add to your lead here, but you're staying in bounds. I think the clock right now is the most important thing. How can we keep this thing ticking away? By going down in bounds, you're doing exactly that.
They'll probably bleed every second possible off this clock before they snap it. He leaves it with the back. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. The Tide crowd rolling noise down on the Saban field on third down. He's moving out of the pocket. Looking to get it in. They get him stopped at the 2, but it'll be first and goal.
And they found the big fella again, and they found him early and often today. They featured him here in the fourth quarter. Still time left in this football game. I imagine he's going to still continue to get the football thrown his way.
Touchdown, Canes! Fired in from the red zone for the score.
And, man, a lot of times late in games, you see offenses, they get very conservative, very predictable, and then they leave it in the hands of their defense. I like this execution, man. The offense continues to do what they do, and they take the 2-score lead in the fourth quarter, everything going in their direction.
That's just a mental error. On defense, you got to watch the ball. I understand the quarterback shouting and he's clapping and there's all this crowd noise, but you just got to hone in, watch the football before you come out of your stance.
And the extra point splits the uprights and the lead balloons to 15.
And you got to focus, right? The first thing you're looking at as a defensive lineman, the first thing you understand is the ball starts with a snap count. I have to line up, see the ball. When the ball moves, I move. I know it's simple, but you still see guys jumping off sides all the time.
Let's see if they can roll snake eyes in a good way and get the deuce. Trying to punch it in. He's into the end zone for the 2, and the lead is now at 16.
Defense helped them out with the penalty. Offense said thank you very much, and they walk away with a 2-point play.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. From inside the 15, here's the return. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. Here comes that Alabama offense. Boy, they had that last drive moving a little bit, David, but then the mistake just crushed them.
Yeah, and those mistakes are going to happen. You're going to throw the football, you're going to throw interceptions, but I think I stay aggressive with this offense. I get back to what I did in the first part of that drive that made me successful.
I agree, David. Just turn the page if you're a quarterback, right? On this drive, you did a lot of good things there leading up to that pick. Forget about it, move on, play the next play.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Dropping back, it's Russell. Here's the pressure. They get enough rush, and it pays off the sack at the 20.
Well, the problem for this offense now late in the game, trailing by a bunch of points, is that the defense knows they're going to throw the football. And right now, offensively, they cannot protect the edge. You saw the speed coming from the outside. He was able to get to the quarterback for another negative play.
He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete, and 4th down's coming. No sign of the punt team as they will go for it and try to move those chains. On 4th down, trying to find his man. Unloads to the wideout. On target to the left. He'll be forced out of bounds. They'll mark him down at the 44-yard line, and this offense has it going.
Hey, I got to be honest. I don't know if the defense was expecting that type of throw on 4th down. It looked like they were all
trying to get behind the defense. Intercepted deep in his own end. He'll try to take it back.
And I love this defense understanding situational football. You got the lead in the 4th quarter. Get in your nickel packages. You know the pass is coming, and the execution was great.
Yeah, they thrive on takeaways, and they love to get into games late with the lead because one of the strengths of their entire team is their secondary, and you saw it there. In nickel, they're able to come away with the pick, and it's looking like they're going to be able to seal this game.
we've seen this formula work at all levels of football. You pressure the quarterback, his numbers start to drop. He's not as efficient. Nice job by the defense.
Wants to fire on second down. Oh, they're after him. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down. Trying to pick up a first down. Looking for a man. It's back. Buys a little time. That pass is well off target. He got hit as he was trying to throw, and they can't convert on third down. On fourth down, they'll pass for it. Stepping to the right. Throwing on the run. And it's caught inside the 15. The Hurricanes racing to the line in the hurry-up. From the red zone, he's going to throw it. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down. Going to work in the red zone. They can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. Looking to throw again. Grabbed behind the line. It's Pringle. Touchdown, Hurricane! And the punishment has been extended. That score looks as if this one might have put it a little too far out of reach.
Yeah, this game's pretty much over. That was just the icing on the cake. But, you know, speaking of cake, I'm kind of hungry. Can we get out of here? Can we finish this game so I can go get something to eat?
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And he puts through the extra point. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And they finish it by firing one in from the 13 for the score. Kickoff unit has been busy as they have built a big lead and they're trying to hold on to it. That ball scoots through the back of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Looking to throw, it's Russell. Under fire. And the quarterback caught up to and sacked at the 12. Sprinting to the line to try to get this one off. Clock's running. To the air on second down. Rushes on him. And that is interception number 3 on the day. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover.
Nice job by this defense. That might be the exclamation point. Fourth quarter, I got a lead. You bring on the nickel defense. You know they're passing the football for plays just like that to make the INT and almost put this one away.
Unloads to the right. They've avoided the interception all day, but they were lucky to get that one back here late. It'll be second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. They'll go to work in the air on second down. Touchdown, Miami! Snagged in the end zone to give them 6.
There's no mercy rule in college football, man. They've got a huge lead here in the fourth quarter. They are still chucking it, and they are still scoring.
An unforced error there. They don't get the snap off in time. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. And perhaps a slightly more difficult attempt from the 8. The kick is up and good and put one more on the lead. They didn't have a whole lot of real estate in front of them when they took over possession, but they wasted no time. Couple of plays into the end zone.
13.
He wisely lets that one bounce through the back of the end zone, and they'll take over at the 25. Motion from the wideout. Back to throw, it's Russell. Got it in the middle, it's Horton. Out across the 30 mark, down at the 35 after the 10-yard gain. Quarterback may change this route. Looking to throw on first down. Now adjusting. He wants a big play here late. A sensational grab down the field there as they try to at least put a positive spin on the end of this game.
And this offense has got to kick it in high gear now. Making a big play, that is great, but we got to go up-tempo. We got to go fast. We're trailing big in this ball game. We got to put a lot of drives together and maybe even get lucky with an onside kick.
The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Looking for a productive play on first down. He'll set up to throw. Dances away. Bought a little time, lets it go. He's got his man. Timeout called by the offense. We have 18 seconds left.
And I know this football game is over, but we got to keep fighting. We got to keep finding something, some kind of rhythm in this offense, something we can hang our hat on that we do really, really well. Listen, the intermediate passing game like this has taken over college football, short to intermediate. So if they can find some of this, it'll help their offense moving forward.
Fires into the end zone. And he'll take it in for the touchdown. It won't have much impact on the outcome of the game, but there's a fabulous part of it, the consolation prize, if you will. You want something to be able to feel positive about after this game, and maybe that late touchdown will do it.
And, Reese, I'm positive that stat counts on my stat line. Keep playing. Keep piling up those stats. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
He's got it in the end zone for the 2 as they draw a little closer.
And it's more common to throw for the two-point conversion than it is to run anymore. So you practice these a lot. You can tell. Nice timing, nice rhythm, in sync, nice two-point conversion.
Clock is stopped. Timeout used by the defense. 14 seconds left. Undeterred by this huge deficit in the last half minute, they'll line up for the onside kick. Not much drives more anxiety than waiting to see if the hands team can corral the onside kick, and they do. And here we go, final play of the game right here. Looking for a man. It's Beck. He'll loft one deep down the left side. Final shot falls to the turf, and that'll be the ball game. I know both of these teams were ranked, guys, but it really seemed as if they weren't on the same level in this game.
I think that was a pretty good statement game for these guys. I mean, you're ranked higher, you're more talented. A lot of people point to this game, possible upset, 2 really good teams. Jesse, they made it clear. There's only one really good team. It was them. They were the favorite, and they just made a point of it.
You're right. Not all ranked teams are created equal. One of these teams is a college football playoff contender. The other simply is not. And that demonstrated itself today. The higher-ranked team is a team with national championship aspirations. They've got so much talent. They look good today.
That will put the wrap on things from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. You've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.